Uber. The Uber tier is the tier that has the most powerful Pokemon within it. This tier is for Pokemon that are considered too strong for standard play. Most Pokemon in the Uber tier are mostly legendaries like Mewtwo and Primal Kyogre, but regular Pokemon can be on this list like Palafin and Volcarona. In this tier, Pokemon are allowed to hold any items, and there's little to no restriction in this format. Most of the time you'll be encountering legendaries, so be prepared. OU. The OU tier stands for Overused, and is Smogon's fundamental usage-based tier. You could say it's the sweet spot, with Pokemon that are good competitively, but not too powerful to break the entire game. Pokemon are placed in this tier based on their usage in competitive battles. While all non-Uber Pokemon can be in OU, only those Pokemon that make at least 4.52% of total weighted usage in the tier are designated OU. Some of the highlighted restrictions in this tier are that certain Megastones are banned, such as the Salamence and the Lucarionite. Some of the most well-known Pokemon are Landorus, Therian, Clefable, and Gliscor. UU. This tier stands for Underused, and is for Pokemon that are simply underused. These Pokemon when battling in the OU tier won't be seen as much since they're mostly too weak. In UU, Pokemon above the UU tier are banned, however the RU, NU, PU, and any tier below are still allowed to participate. Abilities such as Drought and Drizzle are banned from this format. However, players can find creative strategies with Pokemon that might not see play in OU due to competition from stronger options. Some of the most well-known Pokemon are Azumarill, Clodsire, and Greninja. RU. The RU tier stands for Rarely Used, and is home to Pokemon that are rarely used by most players. They are basically the UU of UU. Just like the previous tier, it also has its previous restrictions, with items like the King's Rock being banned from usage. Some of the most well-known Pokemon are Gengar, Gardevoir, and Chansey. NU. This tier stands for Never Used, and is a tier dedicated for Pokemon that lack qualities that allow them to operate efficiently in battles. This is due to them having poor stats, bad typing, and unpopularity among players. Infernape, Breloom, and Sylveon are some of the Pokemon well known in this tier. PU. This tier is actually a pun, meaning that all Pokemon placed in this tier stink. These Pokemon are considered to be the least competitive, and are placed there for that reason. Pokemon like Delphox, Espeon, and Grimmsnarl are well known in this tier. ZU. If a Pokemon doesn't have enough strategies to warrant their place in the PU tier, they are untired and placed in the ZU tier, standing for Zero Used, and is the lowest of the low. This tier is for the worst Pokemon to use competitively, and won't likely win you any matches. Despite all of this tier can be enjoyable since ZU Pokemon are often weak by conventional standards, so battles can be both challenging and enjoyable, encouraging players to think outside the box. Some of the Pokemon in this tier are Abomasnow, Charizard, and Snorlax. NFE. NFE, not fully evolved, is an unofficial metagame in which the main premise is simple. Only Pokemon that can evolve are allowed. While Pokemon like Chansey aren't in NFE despite being capable of evolving, it is not considered NFE since its usage is higher than most Pokemon. Some well-known Pokemon in this tier are Electabuzz, Raboot, and Pignite. LC. The Little Cup tier is a format that consists of baby Pokemon, Pokemon that have not yet evolved, Pokemon that are capable of evolution, and are obtainable at level 5 in game. The LC metagame is characterized by its fast-paced and often unpredictable battles. The low level cap encourages creative strategies and balance throughout the match, as players can utilize many Pokemon that are typically overlooked in higher tiers. Pokemon such as Pichu, Gible, and Meowth call this tier home. AG. This tier is the Anything Goes tier. It's an unofficial format where basically any Pokemon is allowed, except for hacking. This tier was introduced after the ban of Mega Rayquaza, which was way too powerful for standard competitive play. This tier is above Ubers, and is only for Pokemon who are beyond empowered competitive play, and would destroy the format. In Generation 8, Zacian also got banned from Ubers and into the Anything Goes tier, since it could easily KO most Pokemon. Every Pokemon from any tier is allowed. You can have up to 6 of the same Pokemon on your team. In fact, all clauses besides endless battles are gone, so strategies that are generally deemed uncompetitive such as Moody and Evasion are completely usable here. This is only for people who want to push the limits of competitive Pokemon battling to the extreme. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like these, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button as it really helps me out. Every bit of your support means a lot to me. Also make sure to hype this video and leave a comment down below. With that out of the way, I'll see you guys next time.